Hey y'all, I'm Alonda and welcome to my first episode of LOL, also known as Ladies of Leisure. Let's get to chat. Welcome you to my first episode of LOL. Today I have special guests on here. I will introduce you to them.
I'm Charlie.
I'm Shirley.
I'm Cheyenne.
Okay, and today the topic will be girlfriends. But first, before we get off into that, I just want to ask the ladies, what do it mean to you guys?
I believe Ladies of Leisure is basically an independent woman, a strong woman, and a person who's overcome a lot.
I would say I agree with that, and I think a lady of leisure is somebody who has accomplished what she set out to do in her life, and she can sit back and chill a little bit.
Yes.
An independent woman.
Okay, my input on Lady of Leisure and why I came up with this name is because, and I'm going to tell you ladies, is that Lady of Leisure is something that a woman have accomplished in her life. She's been through so much stuff in her life, so many hurdles that, now, I'm going to say this, we go through it, we learn from it, and we move on. I think we all been there, done that. We all been somebody's girlfriend. Is it okay to be a girlfriend and not a wife?
No. For myself, I know that the title girlfriend, I really don't like that title because, like, us moving on, like, as being saying that we're in a relationship, like, what really is it? Like, you're not holding me up to anything.
Exactly.
So it's like, why am I not good enough to be your wife? Like, why be a girlfriend?
It's like a non-title.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's non-existing, basically.
Mm-hmm. Right. So then basically, you're open and free to do. To date or whatever, because if a man cannot commit to you, is it okay to maybe date outside the so-called relationship?
I think you should be able to. I feel like we should all keep our options open and always be open, because who's to say that that person is the one for you?
Right.
So you should always keep your options open, and I feel like men give us this girlfriend title to put us in this hole so that we don't, what I'm saying, just to keep them to themselves. But they can do whatever they want to do. And we're just, what I'm saying, we have to just stick to them.
Right. I guess bring to the table is because this is what I see a lot that's going on in our community today. Having the children out of wedlock. Yeah. Staying in a unhealthy relationship with your children and still being titled as a baby mama and a girlfriend. Is that healthy for you? Because I believe the man finds his wife.
Right.
So,
definitely. How
how long do you think it's before a man should say, okay, I want you to, do you think it's a time limit?
I think a man knows his wife when he first set eyes on her.
Mm-hmm. So there is a time. So what you're saying, there is a time limit.
I don't believe it's a time limit. I feel like when you meet somebody, I mean, there's people that fall in love at first sight and get married, and they've been married for a very long time.
Okay, that's what I'm not talking about, and I agree. Because just to what Cheyenne said, a man knows when he first had maybe the first several conversations with a woman, like, oh yeah, take her out on a few dates, get to know her a little while, oh yeah, this is a possibility, she can be my wife. What I mean by time, because you have couples that have been together 5, 10, 15,
33,
and she is still not the wife.
Exactly.
The children are grown, but she's still not the wife. So that's what I mean by time. Like,
yeah, I feel like a man honors a woman when he marries her, for sure. He honors her. And if a woman stays in a relationship too long, then that, I think a man loses sight of that, that he should marry this woman, because they become comfortable.
But I think as women, we allow it.
We allow it.
It's just like if you don't hold yourself up to this standard, why would a man feel comfortable with marrying?
Why should he?
And you just accepting being a girlfriend for so long.
Yeah. Right. And once have to marry him. Right. Exactly. And I will say this is, I'm going to say this here. This show is not to judge anybody. Let's get that out. It's not to judge anybody. We all are going through something, but maybe it's something that I can say, you can say, or anybody that can help somebody else. That's why I'm going with that, or whatever. We have to also think about our children. Was I married once before? Yes. I was married and I already had 3 children before I got married or whatever. I just feel like, like Cheyenne said, the man knows when he first meet you. I believe if he don't see marriage in the picture, you are not the one that he's looking for.
That's right.
You know, so we just have to really, really be careful who we lay with. You know, another question that I had, and y'all can feel free to ask some questions too. Sex before marriage.
I don't think that you should. I feel like sex confuses a lot of things because people feel like they're in love just because you're intimate. Oh, the sex is great, so now you feel like you're in love with this person, which is not the case.
Yeah, you're going off of the emotion.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Because I always
sex confuses the relationship.
Yeah.
Because I believe people dwell off of that and they mix the love up with the lust, the emotions of the sex.
They look the same.
You know, and it might just be feeling good sexually, but in reality, that's what you're loving. But do you really love this person for who this person is, but not for what this person can give you sexually? You know,
exactly.
So yeah,
I think people have misinterpreted love. Is what I'm thinking. I think they've been they confuse love with lust, and they look the same almost because you almost get the same emotional feelings out of them. Right. So it's confusing, but the only way to test true love is an action. If a person is doing everything and they're showing you, that's love. But if they're just telling you, but there's no action to back it up, then we're looking at lust.
And I believe we get caught up in the web of a man and being with a man for so many years without that man asking for a hand in marriage. I think we get caught up in that because we at some time in that relationship we stop loving ourselves as women, you know. And
I feel like we get comfortable. Like you get comfortable with that person, and it's just like you don't want to take the time out. Like who wants to take the time out? And some women think like that. Who wants to take the time out to get to know another person all over again?
Yeah, I believe it's some kind of sort of being comfortable with that person, but it also go hand in hand with not loving yourself. Because if you love yourself, you want more for yourself,
right?
And you're gonna move around. You'll be like, okay, this is not right, because you'll see the signs in the beginning. So then you gotta allow. When you love yourself, you're gonna move around. You're like, okay, this ain't for me. You know, been there, done that. You understand what I'm saying? Because what he had for you is just for you. You understand what I'm saying? And that's what a lot of the ladies need. A lot of these young women need to know, and older women too. I'm not just putting it on the younger age group ladies. You know, this is for all of us, and this can be vice versa too. Because I have also seen men get treated so badly and have a really good woman. I mean, a really good man, but the man get treated so badly. And it goes back to the fact to what I'm saying. You have to love you.
I have a friend, an older friend, who was in a boyfriend-girlfriend relationship for 33 years.
Wow.
Same man, 33 years. And he finally married her after 33 years. And the marriage only lasted a year after that.
Wow.
So it's like, what was the point?
So
being somebody's girlfriend for 33 years only to be his wife for a year.
So what do you think went wrong in that situation?
Her self-esteem.
But she started loving herself.
She eventually started loving herself in the end when she realized that this man is never going to honor me.
Exactly.
That's when she started. But it took 33 years for her to wake up to that reality.
But
that's
why?
Too many years.
But why let someone... Life is so precious, and why let someone rob you of that? You understand? But why let someone rob you of that?
Because, like you said, somebody's self-esteem can be that low.
Yes.
To where
and I don't even think that it's self-esteem, because I hold myself
to her self-esteem
like totally different level. But it's like, as women, like, I'm that type of person where I have a soft heart, and I feel like I'm always trying to save people. Like, and when you see somebody who's so hurt and so broken down, you want more for that person. And it's just like you trying to help them, and you know that it's hurting you, but at the same time, it's like, dang, I want better for you. And it's just like, when are you gonna wake up? And it's like you stick around and don't even notice that time is passing. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, dang, you look back and it's like, dang, here go 2 years, here go 3 years.
That's the perfect example of what I'm saying.
I think that is hope. you will hope that person get themselves together and wants to marry you or have a house and a nice car. It all just goes into hope. And
that's the word hope.
Mm-hmm.
But it goes back to not loving yourself. Mm-hmm. I mean, we can sit here and we can repeat, and it's a repeated cycle. You understand? They're only going to tell us what they want, what they want us to know at that time, to keep us comfortable, to keep our mind at ease. But you have to want more for yourself as a woman. You know, see, back when I was coming up, you understand what I'm saying? With my parents and stuff, they loved each other. Because, see, the man went out and worked, provided for the home. He did all that. How can you not love a man like that?
But I feel like the family play a part in that too. You grew up in a household and you was never taught that. You see your dad. You don't never see your dad going to work. You know what I'm saying? And then your mom is doing all of this.
But see, that's the point that I was getting to.
So it's just like they looking for that nurturing.
The roles have reversed in the home.
Yeah.
The woman have gotten out, worked, taking care of the home. The man is at home playing video games, maybe taking care of the children. The roles have reversed, but that's not how it's supposed to be.
And I blame the women too, because it's just like, okay, we want to be so independent. And we act like we don't need a man for anything at all. And it's just like we keep telling ourselves that and letting the man know, hey, we don't need you for anything. I got this. No, I don't need you to open the door for me. No, I don't need you to pay for this. I got this. And we do that all the time. But then we get mad at these men when they don't do it.
Yeah.
But then, but you tell them, but you're basically telling them that you don't need them.
Right. Exactly. Right. That's true. That's true.
So how can we, as a group, and when I say group, a Lady of Leisure, how can we spread the word? How can we get out to these what can we get out to these ladies, these young ladies or these women that's going through this? How can we get out to them that they can do better?
You can say, and you can try to go out, is try to get them to understand how the household works and how men is supposed to work and provide and bring, to the table. But it goes to as far as the parents. What are their parents doing? Like, they see what their parents doing, so they're going to go by what their parents is doing. We can tell.
So basically, you want to say a product of a person's environment. Now, I'm going to stop you there because I'm going to say this. That's not always true.
But some people ain't as strong as other people.
You can raise, and I've seen this numerous of times. Parents can raise a child up into church, raise them in a home. Both parents raise them up to be the best that they can be. And they still turn out to be who they want to be. You understand what I'm saying? So we cannot say that's all the time. It's the parents. We cannot blame the parents, because you have serial killers that killed multiple people, but came out of a family where there was not one serial killer, or So we can't really say it's how a person is raised. It's that individual. And I think it goes back to what Charlie was saying. I think it just goes back to us as women taking on the man's role, stripping them from that. Okay, it's okay. I'll do all this.
Right. You handicap. I feel like that's anybody. You handicap a person, they gonna get comfortable with that, and they're gonna expect you to do all of those things. And once you don't do it no more, now you're the bad person.
Yeah. But I think until we really get back to our biblical roots on how things are supposed to be between a man and a woman, we're going to always have controversy in this.
Yeah, that's right. I think that's just what it all boils down to.
But I think us as wise women, and it goes back to Ladies of Leisure. Ladies of Leisure is a wise woman, a virtuous woman. The Bible speaks of a virtuous woman. Love yourself. Love yourself.
One thing I've come to realize is that there's an order to everything.
Yes.
And I just feel like this planet is off order. It's off because nothing is what it used to be anymore.
Right.
So women are like you said, the roles are reversed.
Right.
So it's like until people figure out that until you get back to what the Most High wanted it to be, it ain't gonna be right. We're gonna constantly have problems. We're gonna have them anyway. But I'm just saying, as far as a relationship, it's hard to have a solid relationship nowadays because you got so many diverse situations going on.
You have internet. You have these smartphones.
Yeah.
You have so much that makes it so easy.
It makes it hard
for somebody to do wrong.
Yeah.
But
I think, because I'm a big Facebook and I'm always on Facebook, and I see a lot of stuff. So with me, how I have both my parents in the home, and I seen how my dad treated my mom and how that worked. My mom cooked, my dad worked, we were taken care of. I see all of that. But then it's like you get on Facebook and then you see memes like, I don't need no man to take care of me.
Right.
So it's like it's confusing. So you have women that don't need a man to take care of, don't need a man to take care of them, and then you have someone like me that has actually, you know, been in that household, that know how it works. So the social media will confuse you, and it will have other women thinking like, okay, this is how I want to be, and then you have women like me, like, this is what I want. I want that man in the house. I want the man to go out and work. I can work too, don't get me wrong, but at least help me. You know, you can bring this to the table, I can bring this to the table. Or if not only that, if you're doing the working, best believe when you get home, the kids is going to be bathed, taken care of, hair is going to be combed, it's going to be a hot cooked meal, the house is going to be clean, you know, smelling good. At least I'm going to look good, my hair is going to be combed, toes, feet done, all of that. It just goes to basically the social media. I think the social media really is messing.
I believe that's one
women.
thing I believe that the social sites now, you know, and everything, even the social sites is showing us how to be a certain way, you know, to where when I was coming up, there wasn't really a certain way, you know. Now, you know, you got to look a certain way, you got to make this amount of money,
you got to have this big old butt, you got to have this fake, like all this stuff, like that stuff wasn't even popular back in the day.
Everybody think about stuff like that.
You know, it's sad because it's sad because I was reading something the other day. And it was basically saying how the divorce rate is up, the marriage rate is low. So what is that telling us? That society is comfortable with how everything is.
And I think
as an individual, I'm not comfortable like that because I would love to see every woman married, especially if you have children. You know, raising your children in a 2-parent home, that is so important.
But people don't understand that. I feel like marriage now to like these young people, it's all about the image. It really is all about the image.
And marriage now, people is getting married for all the wrong reasons. Now they're getting married for money, they getting married for looks, they getting married.
And they say that now. What are you married?
You know what my sister's
married for
husband said to her? He told her he got married because he got caught up in the frill of doing it and the attention it was getting him.
Wow.
And so she said, so we just married because that's something you felt like doing at the time.
Wow.
So they're divorcing now.
More like
and you have women that force it on men. Like that force it on these men.
Yeah.
Like if they're not ready to marry,
they do babies.
I feel like you shouldn't force them. That should be something natural. It goes back to loving yourself. If you sitting there forcing that person, you forcing because for one, you're gonna know. He's gonna let you know. You understand what I'm saying? You shouldn't have to force it. You shouldn't have to bring it up after a year. He should know, like, look, I'm going to make you my wife. The proposal's going to come up. You understand what I'm saying? All of that.
I think if you force him, then it's not going to be real. He eventually going to do it, but then are you
because you want him to.
Like, are you really going to be happy? Then you're going to be
some of these marriages don't last
that you don't want to be in.
You knew this person. My whole thing is, everybody reveals themselves to you. You knew this person before you married them. Right. They was exactly the same person before you met them. And I hate when people say, "Oh, when we got married, they turned into this whole other person." Like, no, that person revealed themselves to you before y'all got married. You just accepted it, ignored it, or whatever you want to call it, and decided to do it.
I've come to realize too that a lot of times it's all off too because the man is supposed to find the woman. The Bible says, "A man that finds a wife finds a good thing."
You're right.
So. He's supposed to find his wife. Now it's like the women go out here looking for the men, and that's backwards. So when they do get with that man, okay, that man know, okay, you wanted to get with me, but I didn't want to get with you. But I'm gonna get with you because I want to get something from you.
Yeah,
right.
But that don't mean I'm gonna be with you, or you the one I want. And he might have his eye on somebody totally different that he see as white material. A lot of these women out here, they think they can rip and run in and out of clubs and stuff like that, which is fine. But a lot of men are not looking for no wife up in there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you want to find a husband, you got to present yourself as a wife.
That's true.
As wife material.
That's true. Because I hear stories like, okay, you know, I want a rich man, and I
Are you
this,
rich?
you know, they almost putting they want this perfect man,
And they
but
don't
then
exist.
you got a perfect man don't exist, and then you got to realize you're not perfect.
Oh my God.
We all,
That's the problem. They're
we
looking
all
for things from
have
a man that they don't have for themselves.
In
Like they can have the best paying job, and then you don't have a job, but you're
Exactly.
looking for a man with this good paying job, and then you may have kids,
Right.
and you're looking for him to take care of your kids, or just basically him as a step stool. But what are you like? What can you
What do
offer?
you bring
Like
to
what
the
do you bring
table?
to the table? So it's
Yeah,
But like you
the
said-
whole package deal.
Yeah.
Basically, for someone to take care of something that you done went out there and created, and you're trying to get yourself out of the situation. So you're trying to find somebody to dig you out of this hole, and you know, it's
That's
not
not
gonna
how it
happen.
go.
No,
That
you
is
know,
not how it go.
or everybody want this TV man.
Yeah.
Y'all know what I mean when I say TV
Exactly.
man. You know,
Yeah.
you watching a movie, and then at the end of the movie, she find her knight in shining armor.
Yeah.
Come on.
That's only in the movies.
That's only in the movie, sweetheart. But you know,
That ain't to say you can't have a
just
good
to kind of narrow this down, you know, basically, you know, because I see it all around me all day, every day. I've been there at one point in my time, you know, accepting and settling.
Yeah.
And you know, us
That's
as
the
women,
worst
we really need to start loving ourselves.
Know
You
our
know,
worth.
know your
Yeah.
worth, and remember, loving yourself is not selfish.
Exactly.
It's necessary.
It's necessary.
So just remember
I like that.
And just know, if you love yourself, you let go of all the stagnant water, let go of it, and believe that God will bring him into your life. You don't have to settle for nothing less.
Exactly.
You know, but the
That's true.
first key is loving
Loving
yourself.
yourself.
You have to.
Spiritually, we need to know how to
Spiritually,
love ourselves.
Yes, we need to. You know, and I had to learn that either
Me too.
for myself in past relationships. I didn't love myself.
Okay.
You know, but when I did, you can tell. It shows.
It made a difference.
You start glowing. You start looking better. You know, you are a totally different person. And then when you allow yourself that time to, because you got to set, once you, and I'm going to say this before closing, you separate yourself, you get away from the stagnant and separate yourself. You start loving yourself, give yourself time to heal.
Exactly.
You know, you don't want to jump into
That's
the,
real important.
you know, you don't want to jump out the frying pan into the fire. You know, so
Yeah.
I just want to say, love yourself,
Yeah.
and give yourself time to heal before you get back into the dating scene, because you never know what's at your door.
That's true.
And not only that, like I feel like finding God first.
Exactly.
Most
Like
That's the
they say,
only
God
way.
bless no miss. So you gotta go
Yeah.
find
Love
anything
God,
unless
love
you
yourself.
Yeah.
find God first. Love
Yeah.
yourself. And then
Yeah, because
And
prayer and patience is
Yeah.
prayer and patience is everything.
Yeah.
It's everything.
Gotta wait on that blessing.
And you gotta wait on him. How long did Ruth wait for her husband?
Exactly.
How long did she wait? And God brought her husband, but she waited. You know, she waited patiently. So you know, we just, you know, you know, I don't know if a lot of people, if you haven't read it, it's a short book. Read that book of Ruth. A very short book in the Bible, but read it and just know that that could be you.
Yeah.
You know, you want to be that ladies of leisure. You want to be that virtuous woman. You know, you want all of that. Love yourself. You know, you're not selfish loving yourself. Remember, it's necessary to love yourself. So I would love to hear all you guys' comments, and I will try to get back to everybody's comments. But I thank you all for tuning in. Continue to watch my channel, LOL. And we will see you guys next week. Have a
bless
lovely
you.
day. Bye. We go through it, we learn from it, and we move on.